You know, there was a time when upstate New York and New York City had about the equal balance in New York state politics. Today we're at a point where every statewide elected official in New York State grew up within 10 miles of each other in New York City. And the worst of the worst of that New York City culture, that big government, tax and spend, we're the government and we're here to help you, is Chuck Schumer. There is one person that stands in the way of us and Chuck Schumer taking away what rights he hasn't attacked already. And that person is our next speaker. Wendy Long has had a long history of public service. Wendy Long has campaigned from Long Island to Buffalo and Jamestown. Wendy Long has what it takes to win statewide and beat Chuck Schumer and become our next United States Senator from the great state of New York. Wendy Long, come on up. Wendy Long, with our support, will beat Chuck Schumer. And let me tell you this. How many times have we been told, oh, this person has an insurmountable hill to climb? Didn't they say that about Ronald Reagan around 1976? Didn't they say that about Donald Trump about 1 year ago? And yet those people, because they were right on the issues, because they never gave up, and because they had the support like people like you, from people like you and me all across New York State, they won, just like Wendy Long is going to win in November. Let's give a big round of applause and welcome Wendy Long to the show.
Thank you, Assemblyman No-J. He's not only a great assemblyman, he's a great MC, right? And thank you, Letters from Home. Boy, I didn't bring my tap dancing shoes. I learned elementary tap dancing when I was little, but they are a tough act to follow. But how beautiful. Thank you so much. And thank you, Scope and Chris Naylor, for putting on this wonderful event, the second annual Bring Back America Festival. You know, ladies and gentlemen, the name of this festival, Bring Back America, sums up my campaign. That's why I'm standing here before you. I want to thank all of our active military and our veterans who are here today. We owe you everything. I want to thank our law enforcement who are here today. And as my friend Sheriff David Clark says, oh yeah, P.S., Blue Lives Matter. We owe you all everything. And I know I have a debt of gratitude to the people who founded this country, to our military and our veterans and our law enforcement who are protecting civilization for us and keeping what we love about America. And for that part of America that's been taken away by the crooked establishment in Washington, by a system that is rigged, we're here to say we are going to take it back. Back from my opponent, Chuck Schumer, and back from all the rest of them who think they can tell us how to live and take away our constitutional rights. I'm a mother. I was trained as a lawyer, and I clerked at the United States Supreme Court for the greatest sitting justice, and I think the greatest living American, Clarence Thomas. And I learned a lot from him about the Constitution. But right now I'm a full-time mother. I've never held public office. I'm a homeschooler. I teach the kids about the Constitution, and we have target practice as part of our homeschool curriculum. And thank you. And I'm running, having never held public office before, because I think one of the big problems we have in this country is that our government is no longer a government of the people, by the people, and for the people.
That's the way to do it, right?
It's government by an
reset.
elite class of lifetime politicians who go to Washington and forget about we the people who were their bosses who sent them there in the first place. Nobody epitomizes that more than my opponent, Chuck Schumer. And he is, I would say, the #1 public enemy of the Second Amendment in the United States Congress. And that is why we have to end his career. He's not only the enemy of the Second Amendment, I would say most of the rest of our rights under the Constitution too, and of the basic premise that our Constitution is supposed to be a blueprint for a limited federal government. Limited. What we have now is an endless, oppressive federal government. We need to get back to the idea that is behind this festival today and all the good work that all you people do who are here, which is we recognize that our Second Amendment right to self-defense, like all of our other rights that our Declaration of Independence mentions, are not something that the government gives us. They are something we have from birth, from our Creator, from God. Our Second Amendment is not an invention that was written down on paper. What was written down on paper codified our natural, God-given right to defend ourselves and defend our families. And it is hanging, ladies and gentlemen, by a very thin thread. And in 2016, we have to see that Hillary Clinton and Chuck Schumer and all the opponents of liberty and the Constitution don't get to snip that last thread. And you all have been fighting this fight, but I want you to double down and triple down with me this year and fight with me to get Chuck Schumer out of the United States Senate. And I'd love to ask your help. He's got $27 million because he's bought and paid for by Wall Street. We don't need anywhere near that amount of money. Some people, I've asked them for money for my campaign. You know what they say? I am too scared to give you any money because Chuck Schumer's the one who sicked the IRS on people he disagreed with. I don't want the IRS coming after me or any other arm of the powerful federal government that's being turned on the political enemies of the people who are running it. So this is the way we get around this, ladies and gentlemen, and the way we get around the big media that's in bed with Chuck Schumer and Wall Street and the big corporations that are in bed with Chuck Schumer. The way we get around them is, I need your help right under that tent, that white tent back there. Al, can you wave? Al, woo! Can you wave under the white tent so we know where you are? He doesn't hear me. Anyway, it's right back there. I've got signs. I've got literature. If you can pick up a handful of my literature and give it to your friends, I've got a website listed there. You can go to that and sign up to volunteer. We can do this together. I have volunteers in all 62 counties. And I need your help. With your help, we can get around Chuck Schumer, we can get around the establishment, we can send him packing, and we can bring America back. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
Wendy Long, everybody.